Hi, everybody. This is Kevin Gormley, a CPA that does financial planning. And, we've talked before about how financial stuff and dieting, there's so many things that are similar here. There's so many different ways that you can do financial planning, investing. There's so many ways that you can do diets. And first of all, you have to believe that there is a best way. And I'm not saying for dieting or for nutrition that there is a best way. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. I can just share my experience. But the New York Times came out with an article. Gary Taubes wrote the article, and he says, "Are you a carbaholic?" And I'll forward a link or put the link to the New York Times in here because it is their information. But this really is me. Okay. Why cutting carbs is so tough. And so a number of women lately have been doing the low carb ketogenic diet, and I've gotten some tremendously positive feedback. Some of my friends I still am annoying as hell, so I do apologize to you all because I believe in this stuff. But one lady lost more than 25 pounds. My mother and my sister are now trying it. And so this is just to try to encourage people. Now, whenever you have the word aholic, that really denotes in our society some type of weakness. And so that is really a problem, weakness. We don't want to admit weakness. But what Gary Taubes is saying, and he also quotes a pediatric endocrinologist, Lustig, in this article, and please read the article. But I just wanted to let you know that this is me. Okay, again, you don't want to admit that you have some type of addiction to something because that means you're weak. But I can tell you that before I went on this low carb, truly low carb ketogenic diet, I had no willpower. You can ask my friends the amount of pieces of cake I would eat. There's a joke about moon pies with some friends where I'd go in and get a moon pie late at night. So I had no willpower, and now I have willpower. And so one of the things that Gary says is that that what he realized is that eating a little a tasty dessert or a little pasta or bread fails to satisfy him. Rather, it ignites a fierce craving for more, to eat it all and then find some more. I find it easier to avoid sugar, grains, and starches entirely rather than to try to eat them in moderation. And the question is why? So I've done low carb diets twice before, and both times I started eating more carbs and immediately went back to my weight. So the whole idea, and this is the psychological part that I find very fascinating, both in nutrition and with money, is that the whole idea of never doing something anymore is really a depressing idea. So, so it's really hard for human beings to say, I'm never going to eat bread anymore, or I'm never, and it's probably counterproductive. So I think the key for me was that I went on this diet and really stuck with it this time. And after a few months, it got easier and easier and easier. And all I did was try to tell myself that I'll try to do this for another week. And then all of a sudden, the cravings for carbs went down. Now, I'd be lying. It's almost a year now since I've been eating this way. I would be lying if I said that I still don't sometimes really would like a piece of bread or would like a sweet or cake. My son Kevin made some cake this week and it looked good, and I really thought about wanting to eat it. So that never really goes away. But I also found that the more carbs and sugar I ate, the more I craved the heck out of them. And so take a look at this article. And again, how this gets back to actually how we can handle this issue. As Gary says, he looks at Gary Taubes, that is. Gary, like I know him, like he's a best friend. He's a best-selling author. But is to look at, after a while, you start to look at things like sugar and desserts and bad carbs. You start to look at them as if they're like cigarettes. And you start to think, that's not good for me. And so I choose not to eat it at that moment because it's good for me, as opposed to I can never eat that again. And so hopefully this is helpful about why many, and again, your mileage may vary. Maybe you don't crave these foods when you eat these foods, but I did. So again, is it an addiction? Is it something that is a weakness, or is it something that's physiological? I don't know, but read Dr. Lustig's thoughts. He's a pediatric endocrinologist from, I think it's from California. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Kevin, a CPA that does financial planning, talking once again about nutrition. You all have a great day.